change yours. Yeah, change.
What's that?
Yours. I give you yours short, because
Oh, you gave one?
Chinese,
Yeah, heavy.
Chinese.
Oh, it's heavier. You changed girls?
No, yeah, because no,
nice.
yours. No, yes, yours. Here. Chinese.
Oh, nice.
She's small.
Yours, man.
She's small.
Oh, she's small. This is a 4 3/8. Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, it's better.
You take mine, I take. Because she's small. She's small. She's small.
Yeah, small girl.
This is the wwoz Live Wire, your calendar of live music events for Wednesday, May 22nd. And here are your shows for today. 21st Amendment has Dr. Sick at 8. Apple Barrel features the Big Soul Band at 10:30. Bamboolus presents Boardwalker and the Three Finger Swingers at 5:30, and the Queens and Friends at 9. Bayou Bar at the Pontchartrain welcomes Firm Roots with Peter Harris, Derek Dugay, Dwight Fitz Jr., and the New Orleans Groove Master at 8. Blue Nile hosts the New Breed Brass Band at 9:30. BMC has Crescent City Open Jam hosted by the Next Level Band at 9. Bourbon Bar at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel features Gary Brown at 4 and Sarah B. at 8. Grazial presents Mark Pantone and Dean Zucchero at 5. wwoz welcomes Carmelo Rapazzo with Russell Welch and Chris Barrows Haggis at 7. Cafe Negril hosts Colin Davis and Night People at 6, and Higher Heights at 10. Capulet features Steve Mazakowski at 6:30. Carousel Lounge at the Hotel Montpellier presents the James Martin Band at 8. Chikiwawa hosts the New Orleans Guitar Masters featuring Jimmy Robinson, Cranston, Clements, and John Rankin and more at 8. DBA welcomes the Tin Men at 6 and the Lagniappe Brass Band at 9. Davenport Lounge at the Ritz-Carlton features Jeremy Davenport at 5:30. Dewdrop Inn Hotel and Lounge presents DC Paul and the Dope Friends featuring Erica Falls at 9. D-Max Bar and Grill has Chris Sonata at 8. Dos Hefes hosts Yoshitaka Z2 at 8:30. Fritzel's Jazz Club presents the Bourbon Street Stars at 5. And Fritzel's All-Star Band with Kevin Ray Clark and Gunhild Carling at 8. Hi-Ho Lounge has Mutiny on the Corner with Larry Seaberth, Kurt Joseph, Martin Krusch, and Ryan Scott Long at 9. House of Blues hosts Chris Isaac at 8. The Jazz Playhouse presents Big Sam at 7:30. Madam Fix has Thugsy the Clown, Paula Magnum and Bone Shaker, Midnight Magnolia Band, and the Fried Chicken Review at 8. Mahogany Jazz Hall hosts Paul Longstreth at 6, and the Mahogany Hall Jazz Band with Tom Fisher at 8. Maison Bourbon Jazz Club features the Leroy Marshall Band at 8. The Maple Leaf presents Happy Organ Hour featuring Joe Ashlar, Stanton Moore, and Danny Abel at 6. MRB welcomes Lynn Drury at 7. Palm Court Jazz Cafe has Lars Edegren and the Palm Court Jazz Band at 7:30. Picnic Provisions and Whiskey host Michaela Brown at 5. Polo Club at the Windsor Court Hotel features Stefan Mole at 5:30. Preservation Hall has the Preservation All-Stars featuring Brandon Lewis at 5, 6:15, 7:30, and 8:45. Public Service Restaurant at the Nopsey Hotel welcomes the Matt Lemler Trio at 5:30. Royal Frenchman Hotel and Bar has Miles Berry and Friends at 6, and Bam Jam with Gene Black at 9. Santos Bar hosts Private Island and Pink Skies at 9. Siberia has Zorn with Paprika, Boot Camp, and Big Smile at 9. The Spotted Cat features the Shotgun Jazz Band at 6, and Marty Peters and the Party Meters at 9:30. Sweet Lorraine's presents Hannah PK and the Dynamic 88s at 8, and Tropical Isle Bourbon welcomes Dave Ferrato with Friends at 7. For the entire listing of today's live music events, including daytime performances, go to wwoz.org/livewire. Now you know what you gotta do, baby. Get out there, support, and enjoy some live local music.
And you're listening to WWOZ FM New Orleans and wwoz.org and the World Wide Web. Good morning. It's time for the Wednesday morning spin party.
Here you go.
All right. Well, you're listening to wwoz FM, New Orleans, and wwoz.org on the World Wide Web. Good morning, world. Good morning, world. All right. Well, that was some great music to start the day, start the party. Yeah. By the way, welcome to the Wednesday morning traditional jazz spin party. I'm your host here at the party, Tom Saunders. Glad you could make it. And hey, you know, everybody's welcome at the party. So invite all your friends to join us. Just call them up, say, hey, the party has begun. Where the hell are you? Anyway, we just finished listening to a couple of sides by Preston Jackson and his Uptown Band from 1926. They did Yearning for Mandalay and Trombone Man with Preston Jackson on trombone and leader, Shirley Clay on cornet, Artie Starks on clarinet and alto, George Reynolds on piano, and Frank Brazil on banjo. And before that, we heard Lovey Austin and her Blues Serenaders from 1925 playing the Charleston. And an early recording of that tune. And that band, consisting of Tommy Ladnier, great New Orleans cornet player, Tommy Ladnier, Jimmy O'Brien on clarinet, W.E. Burton on drums, Lovey Austin on piano, and Priscilla Stewart on vocal. Lovey Austin, a really important early figure in jazz, pianist and composer and band leader. She led the bands that accompanied most of the vocalists on the Paramount label in the early 20s, and helped a lot of those blues singers to write down their songs and get them published, get their copyright royalties for those things too. So Lovey Austin, really important. Okay, so the party has begun. Yeah, up here in the OZ studios, looking out over the majestic Mississippi River. Yeah, such a beautiful, beautiful view from our studio here. We're going to continue on now with some more great music, and starting off with another really important musician from New Orleans and band leader and composer, Mr. King Oliver. And we're going to hear him from 1929 playing What You Want Me to Do. Yeah, you're listening to wwoz FM, New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. Bingo.
horseshoes and wishbones, why, they don't mean a darn. Hard luck's my partner. We travel arm in arm. I'm gonna leave this town, though. Trying to get another start. Trying to find a girl who loves me and won't break my heart. When I find her, just can't be found. Oh, the blues sure got me, and I'm cemetery bound.
My lonely heart is done from 1931. Dave Nelson was the nephew of King Oliver and recorded and wrote and arranged with him in his orchestra. After his orchestra ceased to exist, Dave Nelson carried on under the name Dave Nelson and the King's Men, as it was King Oliver's guys. All right, and that featured Dave Nelson on trumpet and vocal, Melvin Abair and Harry Brown, who might be Herbert, depending on what part of the country you're in there, on trumpets, Wilbur D. Paris on trombone, Buster Bailey and Glenn Pack on clarinet and alto saxophones, Charles Frazier on tenor saxophone, Lyman Carver on tenor sax and flute, Sam Allen on piano, Arthur Taylor on guitar, Simon Marrero on string bass, Gerald Hobson on drums, Dave Nelson and the King's Men. Yeah, before that we heard Don Redman leading McKinney's Cotton Pickers in 1930. Blues Sure Have Got Me. Blues Sure Have Got Me. What a lovely record that is. And it was actually withheld from issue and didn't get issued until a reissue came out in the 1940s, an album of McKinney's Cotton Pickers records. And that recording, Blues Sure Have Got Me, featured Don Redman on clarinet, alto sax, baritone sax, and director Joe Smith on cornet, John Nesbitt and Langston Curl on trumpets, Ed Cuffey on trombone, Benny Carter on clarinet and alto saxophone, George Thomas on clarinet, alto and tenor saxophone, Prince Robinson on clarinet and tenor saxophone, James P. Johnson on piano, Dave Wilburn on banjo and guitar, Billy Taylor on tuba, and Cuba Austin on drums. Yeah, but Blues Sure Have Got Me. Blues Sure Have Got Me. All right, and that was from 1930. And then we started it all off with King Oliver and his orchestra from 1929, playing What You Want Me to Do, and that great band, consisting of Joe King Oliver and Dave Nelson. There's that guy again, Dave Nelson on trumpets, James Archie on trombone, Bobby Holmes on clarinet, and alto sax, Glenn Pack on alto sax, Charles H. Frazier on tenor sax, Don Fry on piano, Arthur Taylor banjo, Clinton Walker on tuba, Edmund Jones on drums, and George Rogers was the director of that recording session. King Oliver and his orchestra, 1929. What You Want Me to Do. What You Want Me to Do. All right, featuring lovely tuba solo. Okay. All right, well, we're continuing on with some great music here. You're listening to wwoz FM New Orleans and wwoz.org. Let me say it again. wwoz.org on the World Wide Web. Yes, everywhere in the world. It's party time with the Wednesday morning traditional jazz spin party. And right now we're going to listen to Cliff Jackson and his Crazy Cats with
Mike, can I use it?
wondering who. Now tell me who's gonna fret, who's gonna frown, who'll be unhappy if I don't come around. Say who. I'm wondering who. Who do you pet? Who do you let steal a kiss full of bliss? Tell me this. What makes you sad, then makes you glad? Likes to tease, likes to squeeze, likes to please you. Who's gonna care? Who's gonna cry? Who's gonna worry if I live or I die? Say who? Tell me now, I'm wondering who.
You're listening to WWOZ FM, New Orleans, and wwoz.org on the World Wide Web. This is Tom Saunders, bringing you another Wednesday morning traditional jazz spin party. Yeah, and we're spinning over here, spinning them records. Yeah, that was Frankie Trombar's Augmented Orchestra. Yeah, 1927, doing Wondering Who, consisting of Frank Trombar on C melody saxophone, Vic Spiderman on the cornet, Frank Cush or Fred Fuzzy Farrar on trumpet. Oh yeah. Okay, let's say that again. No, I don't think I will. Bill Rank on trombone, Don Murray on clarinet and baritone sax, Bobby Davis on alto sax, Adrian Rolini on the bass saxophone, Joe Venuti on violin, Frank Signorelli on piano, Eddie Lang on banjo and guitar, Chauncey Morehouse on the drums, and the vocalist was Irving Kaufman from 1927. I'm Wondering Who. Before that, we heard Walter Barnes and his Royal Creolians from 1929. Doing Third Rail. Walter Barnes, tenor sax and director, Cicero Thomas and George Thigpen on trumpets, Ed Burke and William Bullitt Bradley on trombone, Irby Gage and Wilson Underwood on clarinets and tenor sax and alto saxophones, Lucius Wilson on tenor saxophone, Paul Johnson on piano, Plunker Hall on banjo, a great name for a banjo player, Plunker Hall, Louis Thompson on tuba, and Billy Winston on drums. Recorded in Chicago in 1929, Walter Barnes and his Royal Creolians. That band actually died in the 30s in a nightclub fire in Natchez, Mississippi. Walter Barnes and his Royal Creolians. And then we started the set off with Cliff Jackson and his Crazy Cats doing a Torrid Rhythm from 1930. Yeah, Cliff Jackson, piano and director, Melvin Hebert or Herbert on trumpet, Henry Goodwin on trumpet, and vocal noisy Richardson on trombone, Buddy Powell on clarinet and alto sax, Earl Evans on alto sax, Horace Langhorne on tenor sax, Andy Jackson on banjo, Chester Campbell on tuba, Percy Johnson on drums. 1930, Cliff Jackson and his Crazy Cats. Torrid. Yeah. All right, so really hot music there. Okay, and once again, listening to WWOZ FM, New Orleans, and wwoz.org on the World Wide Web. We have a little message for you here, and then continuing on with some more great traditional jazz.
WWOZ is underwritten by Randy Smith and the law firm of Smith & Fowler, providing innovative solutions for businesses and individuals with complicated disputes across many fields of law, and proudly supporting arts and culture across New Orleans. More information at smithfowler.com.
listening to WWOZ FM, New Orleans. Yeah, and it's Tom Saunders here with the Wednesday morning traditional jazz spin party. And that was New Orleans clarinet player Johnny Dodds on that session. Clifford Hayes on violin, Cal Smith and Freddie Smith and Curtis Hayes on banjo, Earl McDonald on jug, Henry Clifford on jug, Hayes, okay, let's see. Yeah, so from 1926, that was the Carpet Alley Breakdown, yeah, featuring the great Johnny Dodds on clarinet. All right, Dixon on jug blowers. Louisville, Kentucky. It's the word I was looking for and couldn't find. It's kind of the center of the jug band world back in the 1920s. Louisville, Kentucky, and Memphis. All right, before that, we heard another band with a jug in it, Ma Rainey, accompanied by her tub jug and washboard band in 1928. And she was singing the Hustlin' Blues. Hustlin' Blues. And that featured Shirley Clay on cornet, and possibly Ike Rogers or Al Wynn on trombones, possibly Artie Starks on clarinet, and a for sure unknown piano player and drummer. 1927. Yeah, the 1928. I'm sorry, the Hustlin' Blues. Her tub jug and washboard band. I read you the wrong person. My gosh, that was actually Herman Brown on kazoo and washboard and tuba, it says here. Georgia Tom Dorsey on piano, Martell Pettiford on banjo, Carl Reed on jazz horn and jug, and Ma Rainey on vocals. Okay, yeah, sounds like Tom's been having a little too much party this morning. I guarantee you it's not that. Just early morning tongue ties here. All right. And we started that set off with a great side by Jelly Roll Morton and his Red Hot Peppers from 1926. See if I can get through this. The Smokehouse Blues. Yes, the Smokehouse Blues. Featuring Jelly Roll Morton on piano, George Mitchell on cornet, Kid Ory on trombone, and Omer Simeon on clarinet, Johnny St. Cyr on banjo, and John Lindsay on string bass. Andrew Hilaire on drums. All those guys, almost all of those guys from New Orleans. George Mitchell, I think he was from Louisville, Kentucky, actually. And I'm not sure about John Lindsay. I think he's a New Orleans guy, but I'm not sure. So, anyway,
I'm not sure.
the Smokehouse
I'm not
Blues.
sure.
Jelly Roll Morton's
I'm not
Red
sure.
Hot Peppers, and we're actually going to listen to some more Jelly Roll Morton right now.
The water's hot.
From his 1938 Library of Congress recordings, the curator of folk music at the Library of Congress back in 1938. He found out that there was this guy from New Orleans, Jelly Roll Morton, really colorful character who was actually managing a band and performing there too, managing a bar called the Jungle Inn in Washington, D.C. at that particular time, and so they decided to bring him in for an interview and set up a recording machine, recording on discs, on acetate discs, and just talk to this guy and get him to talk about jazz and New Orleans and stuff. And they figured, oh, it'd just be an afternoon, cut a couple of discs, and we'll have a nice document. Well, it ended up, the guy was so interesting, Jelly Roll Morton, so interesting and so musical, and such an entertaining and incredible personality. They ended up spending days and days recording him and producing a huge documentation. of New Orleans jazz history from one of the
Jelly
early
Roll Morton?
creators of New Orleans jazz, Jelly Roll Morton. So
Armstrong, Louis.
here's a couple of tracks
Jelly Roll Morton,
from
he
that,
has
starting off with
like 10 hours or more of tapes.
Alabama Bound. I think you might even talk about it a little. I don't know.
Library Congress.
But Jelly Roll Morton himself from 1938 recorded on a little portable recording machine, set down under the piano at the Library of Congress. You're listening to WWOZ FM, New Orleans. Tom Saunders with traditional jazz spin party this morning.
When I was down on the Gulf Coast, 1904, I missed going to the St. Louis Exposition, getting a piano contest, which was won by Alfred Wilson of New Orleans. I was very much disgusted because I thought I should have gone. I thought Tony Jackson was going to be there, and of course that kind of frightened me. But I knew I could have taken Albert Wilson. So then I decided that I would travel about different little spots. Of course, I was down in Biloxi, Mississippi during the time. I used to often frequent the Flat Top, which was nothing but an old honky-tonk. Where nothing but the blues was played. There was fellas around playing the blues like Rocket Johnny, Skinny Head Pete, old Florida Sam,
You ready?
and Tricky Sam.
You got Bolotas? We go, Mar?
Whether they played
It's
the
getting hot.
ordinary blues or
Take
blues,
15
low-down
minutes.
blues, honky-tonk blues. Well, for instance, Rocket Johnny used to say, sing a tune, something like this. The title was, All You Gals Better Get Out and Walk, because he's going to start his dirty talk. That's right. So he happened to truck down to Mobile. At that time, I was supposed to be a very good pool player. And I could slip upon a lot of people playing pool because I played piano and they thought I devoted all my time to the piano. So we got in Alabama bound, and the frequent saying was, any place that you were going, why, you were supposed to be bound for that place. So in fact, we was Alabama bound. When I got there, I wrote this tune called Alabama Bound. It goes this way. I'm Alabama bound. Alabama bound. If you like me, sweet baby, you gotta leave this town. When that when the hands ran around, if you want my love, sweet babe, you gotta run me down. She said, don't you leave me here. Don't leave me here. But sweet papa, if you just must go, leave a dime for beer. I said, sweet mama, babe, sweet mama, babe, if you must stay, I'll be gone for days and days. Of course, I wrote this tune while I was in Alabama, about the year 1905, when I was about 20 years old. I was considered very good amongst my friends, that is so far as the writing period. And I've always had a kind of little inkling to write a tune at most every place that I would ever land. Of course, we had King Porter around there. That is, Porter King. The man that King Porter stomped was named after. He was considered a very good piano player. And of course, we had King. I just remember his name. I think his name Charlie King. Another piano player around there. Baby Grice, another one that was supposed to be good. That was all in Mobile. Baby Grice was from Pensacola, Florida. Then we had another one around that was supposed to be very good from Florida also. His name was Fraser Davis. And Frank Rachel was supposed to be the top when it came down around Georgia. But somehow or another, most all those boys kind of felt that I had a little composing ideas and always tried to, that is, encourage me to play some numbers. That is, write a number, So that's why I wrote Alabama Bound. What you want to do? That's where I played for the girls and do the high kicks. Play that thing, boy. And I said, well, certainly do it, little old girl. That's just the way these sack down Mobile those days. Around St. Louis and Warren. Oh, that's a famous corner. I'll never forget after I beat some guys playing pool. It wasn't from one of my piano playing friends. You never heard this record because the guy was going to knife me right in the back, I'm telling you. He had the knife right on me. He said that I only used the piano for a decoy, which he was right. And of course, he had it in his mind that I was kind of nice looking. Of course, he wasn't such a good looking fellow himself. He had some awful rubber looking lips. I'm telling you. That's He's kind of jealous of me, I suppose he was, anyhow. But I said Alabama bound. Yes, Alabama bound. One of them good-looking guys told me, baby, come on and leave this town. I got put in jail. I got put in jail. There wasn't no one in town would go my bail. They had a sweet, sweet gal. They had a sweet, sweet gal. She got stuck on me and took me far past.
don't put stone.
Oh, stone in the.
Yeah, in.
Stone.
Very good, you see?
Stone.
Strong.
Stone.
Stone.
Strong.
Strong. Strong.